All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in the top right-hand corner of the map. To have the red Terran player from the North American ladder. Give it up for SSKM. And his opponent spawning up here in the top left-hand corner of the map, we have the blue Terran player from Storm Gaming. Currently in his ladder streak, sitting 2-1. Give it up for RuFF. And for those who are wondering where are these games from, these are all from RuFF Sub Replay Pack. Go check out his stream. It's super duper freaking awesome. I believe it's just it's twitch.tv/RuFFSC2. I'll double check that at the end of the game, hopefully, and confirm 100% that that's where it is from. But he sends out sub replay packs. He's a super duper fun player to watch and a very unique player. And hopefully we'll be seeing a little bit of that. Although TVT is one of those weird matchups that I think can sometimes be hard to deviate from the norm and not get punished for it. But RuFF, he's been known to do it every so often. In fact, he was probably one of the first players I saw really go ham on Raven production. It's definitely become a bit more common, I would say, these days in Terran versus Terran. But RuFF takes it to the next level. A lot of Terran players in TVT, they go for 2 Ravens. 2 Ravens is a good number. You can throw down some auto turrets, you can put on some harassment, you also have the defense capabilities. You just start moving into other units like Medivacs. RuFF is the kind of player that will make 7 Ravens and say, well, if I just drop down auto turrets versus your 40 Marines, and you don't run away fast enough, I just kill your army. Very, very weird logic, but it works. It works for RuFF sometimes. We'll see if this is going to be one of those games. Marines actually able to almost take out that Reaper since it's focus firing down the SCV, but the bunker will finish up 1 Marine. Can probably push back that Reaper. And I like the fact that, I really like this. RuFF going to leave 1 Marine over here at this location. The Reaper can't actually jump up into the main base on this side. For those who don't know, the Reapers cannot jump up a cliff face that is 2 cliff faces high. So it can jump up this cliff, but it cannot jump up this one. So I love that RuFF was keeping his Marines over here. I wish he had kept them there a little bit longer. We could have gotten off some more pot shots, but either way, there is going to be a very fast third take-in right now for RuFF, or at least attempted third, but gonna get denied, and more of these workers are starting to fall. This is starting to cause some problems. 2 Reapers are not supposed to be able to do this much damage, but RuFF really late on getting out any other form of units. He does have these Hellions coming out. Whoa, Hellions, not Cyclones. That's a bit of a mix-up. A bit of an unorthodox thing in this day and age of TVT, but does eventually take out those Reapers. Ends up losing 3 workers and still got to start up that 3rd command center, but does eventually get on it. And of course, having gone for a 3cc build, should be okay being a little bit delayed. But his opponent going to be going for that tech play instead. And the tech play can be... is definitely the norm for a reason. It's oftentimes considered a lot stronger. RuFF has a starport coming up, but it is going to be a good 20 to 30 seconds later. Luckily for RuFF, Cactus Valley, a pretty big map, and he has an opportunity to get out a Viking or whatever have you that he wants to get out from that starport before his opponent can really do a whole lot with his. Now we realize the awkward moment. RuFF still does not know where his opponent is, so he's going to scout out with those Hellions. Going to scout out to the bottom left and say, drat, not quite there. Well, let's try the cross spawn location. I actually would have loved, just considering the fact that he made 4 Hellions at this point, why not just split them up? Maybe like 2 and 2 or something, poke forward. I suppose you don't want to get your Hellions caught off guard by your opponents. If your opponent also made Hellions, you don't want to just be like, oh, well, I have 2 Hellions, but I'm outnumbered here because I split up mine. Wouldn't be an ideal spot, I suppose. Either way, though, scouts of the cross says, okay, you're not there. But I feel like the timing has sort of been missed to actually make a whole lot happen, because very soon his opponent's going to have his first siege tank. And once that the siege tank is already out, as soon as its siege is up, suddenly trying to make a whole lot of damage happen is going to be pretty difficult. And I think RuFF also knows it too, probably cursing out his luck right now about scouting out his opponents. But 3rd command center is finished up. Starport is making Vikings, interestingly enough, and he's still making Hellions. Or sorry, was still making Hellions. Hasn't swapped in a Cyclone or any other production, surprisingly enough. or siege tank production, I would say most importantly, or most obviously, which is generally what you end up seeing in TVT. He's adding on the double armory, and RuFF is known, as much as he is known for these kind of weird and wonky, funky, aggressive plays, he's also known for being a very heavy mech player. So we're probably going to be seeing, with the double armory coming down, multiple factories being plopped out as well. We got some medevacs coming out, so we might be seeing a big Hellbat attack with a bunch of Vikings. You know, this might just be taking advantage of the recent changes to the Vikings, where Vikings now do quite a bit of damage versus mechanical units. Taking out those siege tanks kind of complement a lot of the weaknesses of those Hellbats. Hellbats will do really well versus the Marines, but they will really end up struggling versus Cyclones. They'll end up struggling versus the siege tanks, and I guess, well, technically against your opponent's Vikings. Alright, but siege tanks in large numbers able to obliterate the bunker very, very quickly for RuFF. RuFF loading up these Hellbats into what few medevacs he does have. A couple of the Marines also going to need to get healed up. Vikings are here for SSKM, but he is a bit outnumbered, and surprisingly enough, still taking the fight. Even if the Marines added in a little bit of DPS, I think, yeah, RuFF may have been able to survive with one extra Viking if he had gotten the Marines a little bit further involved, but I guess he was paranoid about the potential. Here we go, Hellbats dropping in on top of the Marines and able to take out some of the siege tanks as well, but the siege tanks continuing to whittle away at this army. I don't know if there are enough Hellbats over here for RuFF. Seems like that final two siege tanks are going to end up surviving, and the medevacs are also forced back. Only Marines left over. More Hellbats or Hellions are going to be on the way, but the three factories have not finished up just in time. Now the SCV is being pulled off the line versus siege tanks. That's never a place you want to be. And this is going to be doom and gloom for RuFF, who is now sitting down 23 workers to his opponent's 51. Medevac getting forced back as well, and the Hellbats getting made, but it's a little bit too late. It seems like SSKM has done devastating amounts of damage, and he's taking a third behind this. He's mining from it with that orbital command. He's teching up even further with more of those barracks, or at least not necessarily teching up, but getting up additional production, and forcing RuFF all the way back home into his main base. Marines may actually even, yeah, they get this SE or command center down to burning, and RuFF is not repairing. Okay, there, RuFF is starting to repair over here with some of these SCVs, but actually may just want to try and focus on getting out of the burning and then trying to repair up some of these other units. Hellbats try move in once again. Medevac drops in on top of more of the bio, but I think he's just taking too much damage. Almost gets a good shot with that Hellbat, but mistargets the weakened units. And it seems like that's just going to be it. He's down 60 supply, and he's only got 40, so things are looking pretty grim. He does have 3 factories worth of units now, I suppose, but Hellbat's even dropping on top of this army. Well, no. Even siege tanks doing splash damage on themselves is not going to save RuFF from this situation. Tries to morph in some final Hellbats. He will potentially end up getting cleaning up a lot of the Marines, but now the Marauders are in the mix, and RuFF is down to just 19 workers. Medevacs are surprisingly just not dying, I suppose, since the Marines keep getting killed off by the Hellbats. Oh, unfortunately, that's not quite enough to actually save them in this situation. And it seems like, yeah, just the continuous rally across the map is going to be enough. I think RuFF is going to try and establish his natural expansion at this point. It seems like it might be a difficult call. We'll see how it plays out. I don't normally do this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna times 2 this. The magic of replays. We can do this. Just because IEM is starting in like 10 minutes, and I want to have time to at least get through one more. At least one more. Well, he puts up a valiant effort, and man, does he get some good hits, but that is going to be it. RuFF taps out, and the ladder claims victory once again.